December 16th. Welcome back, guys. Moving along still. Jacob, Mr. Nash, I'm back in rich reaction. Why does everyone hope they... apparently you're not, because you're drunk. Back in reaction, yep. Okay, drank too much. Mr. Nash, I think my new neighbor is up to something illegal. Do you mind if I stay home and keep an eye on her? What do you expect? I don't know yet, but she has a very suspicious face. No. My boot got in a hole, and now the snow is getting in. I'm sure it's coming down with some. I'm sure I'm gonna come down with something. Can I take the day off to get some new boots? How did it happen? Before work, I always clean dirt off the soles of my shoes before. Seems like I've overdone it and bore a hole in the bottom. Oh yeah, Brooke, fine. Don't want you to get sick and not come to work next time. Alright. Auto sign. Good. We suspect the waitress of this. We think we're missing one clue. I forgot to look up that guy's name. My goodness. Oops. Yeah, I read this. I think it's going to be the man with the tattoo. Because he's part of a gang. Man with a fire hose. Man with a sledgehammer. Zoya Klitschy, child. My parents and I were hiking in the forest when I saw pretty blue lights in the distance through the branches. I think they were forest spirits calling me. Maybe they wanted to show where their famous treasure is hidden, so I ran toward the flashing lights, but my dad caught up with me and carried me back to the tent. Well, the adults didn't believe me, like always, but maybe Mr. Detective will be able to find the treasure. What happened? Riddle of the wasted cigarettes. Unknown person attacked cargo truck carrying cartons of cigarettes and destroyed the cargo. Okay. It appears the truck was pushed over by an equally massive vehicle. There are traces of red paint along the side of the truck. Boxes. The boxes carrying the cigarettes were smashed up and wet. They could have happened either from a blow with a heavy blunt instrument or during a vehicular accident. Collins Vic. Customer. I've been waiting for that shipment for a long time, and now I don't know what I'll do. Looks like my bar will be selling home-rolled cigarettes for now. And I'll tell you this, no joke, no matter what clowns attacked the truck, they wouldn't have passed on by if they knew who owned the cargo. Ron Passerini, truck driver. I usually keep my eyes on the road, but I just got distracted. The radio started hissing, so I tried to fix it. You know how those things can get under your skin, right? Well, I was twisting the knob, my truck got slammed. I flew straight into the passenger seat and cracked my head. When I came to, for some reason I was all wet, but not like when a drunk guy pisses himself while he's sleeping. More like when his wife finds him under the doorstep, wakes him up with a bucket of water. So I woke up, the truck was laying outside, and I could barely climb out of the cab. My cargo spilled, and the snow was soaking wet. Okay. I think it's probably a man with a fire truck. Soaking wet. Alright, do we have intelligence man? Rosencrantz. Man with a fire hose. Alright. Let's see what equipment we need. No equipment. We need stealth stun bomb thing. And we need a taser, stun grenade. So I'm going to buy 2 stun grenades. Okay. Alright. Stun grenades. There's one. What can we sell you? Hygiene products. Oh wow, pharmaceuticals are decently expensive. Leather boots are pretty expensive. Alright, yeah, let's sell some pharmaceuticals. Get up to 20 grand again. Nice. Alright. Things are going great at the... Thank you. Good investment. I think I've gotten way more than I put into that. Water tower. Drunken stepfather's bragging his 10-year-old boy... Dragging, not bragging. Dragging his 10-year-old boy to the top of the water tower to teach him a lesson. Alright, Stockman, you take mustard and lead. Alright. Jimmy Kimmel's not ready for his first mission. Although he might have had some before, to be completely honest. I really haven't paid attention. Dr. Kinane and Mr. Nash, you probably don't know this, but for the past 8 years, every winter we've been giving Sharpwood cops a dose of so-called moose blood. Don't worry, there's no voodoo involved. It's just a mixture of vitamins, nutrients that strengthens the immune system and gives vivacity. In our region, all civil servants whose work involves physical exertions are obliged to receive the moose blood injection before the cold gets its worst. According to the calendar, today is the day we should do it. But the medical delivery from Garensburg was delayed for a couple days because of the bad road conditions. Of course, we could use my personal supply of moose blood and carry out the procedure in the next few hours. Might be a good idea if you don't want your cops falling on their feet, but you'd have to cover my expenses. I swear I'm not making anything off this. I just want to reimburse my costs. What do you say? Sure.
553 in progress.
What can we sell then? I guess we're fine for now. Folk Museum. An armed man burst into the museum, demanded the legendary lithium nail, which he believed is kept there. Okay, age, you take Guzman, or Rockman, Valentine, and Kimmel. You take Kimmel. Alright. Drunken stepfather has his boys by the ankles hanging over the edge of the water tower. You touch my cigarette skin, I'll drop you here. You got that, Ham? Do we have speed? Right to the boy. Cops leaps for the boy, managed to grab his legs, and the cops struggle to save the boy. The drunken stepfather managed to escape. How? How? He's on top of a water tower. What? He jumped off of it? Whatever. There's 2 other cops. It's ridiculous. Nash Kinane came to inject this moose blood, but I refused. My mother recently read somewhere that pharmaceutical corporations are cashing in on us. And all these vitamins, vaccines, or other rubbish are worse than useless. They can actually cause cancer, so I passed. I'm not completely out of mind, you know? Okay, napkin. Don't get sick. That's your only job. Eyewitness reports that a man is trying to hijack a truck filled with boxes of beer. Don't have enough people. Mr. Nash, I'm a negotiation instructor from Garensburg Police Academy. I'm here in Sharpwood for the first time. Came back to relax with some friends. I started talking down about the local police, and I thought I'd take a little time of vacation off my services. I'd like to give a short lecture to your subordinates, share my experience as a negotiator, and suggest a couple tricks. I promise they won't get bored and returned. I asked for just a symbolic amount for beer and gasoline as a long drive to Garensburg, you know. Sure. It's not a lot of money. An armed man has a face covered with a scarf. A spoken female guided in the cheek with a pistol. Where's the nail, you old hem? Well, I know it's here. The forest birds told me about it. Alright, just sneak up on the guy. Cops snuck up on the suspect and arrested him. It turned out that the man read in a book that if you drive a lithium nail into your head, then you receive inhuman abilities. A mere mortal can travel between worlds and communicate with the spirit. Can you imagine? Not really, no. Alright, Rockman. Our speed stealth ninja. Alright, come on. Alright, now we got plenty. Stockman, mustard, light, and okay. Awesome.
536 in progress.
Animal abuse. A girl was trying to teach her large sheepdog to fetch a stick. The dog didn't obey, so the girl became angry and is now beating the sheepdog with a stick. Alright, Spurlock, you go with age. Alright, while we have a moment, let us get an alcoholism treatment. Yep. Alright.
536 in progress.
Valentine, you could please escort Kurosawa. Thank you. Rail station. Sound sending man reports that someone has been abusing his dog. Do we have enough people? We do. Alright, get out there, people. Man is digging through the wires under the dashboard of a truck. It looks like he's trying to hotwire the ignition. Negotiation. Order him, Dex. Cab, please. Criminal obeyed the cop and surrendered. The boxes of beer are safe. Oh, thank goodness. Boxes of beer are safe, and we took them. Took a lot of them. Took a lot of them. Alright. Got some intelligence. Sheepdog is lying on the ground, whimpering. A girl has raised a stick over her head, readying another blow. Spurlock ordered her to drop the stick. Thank you. Girl obeyed the cop and hurried to dog to apologize. The police arrested suspects. Sheepdog was taken to an animal shelter. Good work, Spurlock. Yeah. Oh wow, you didn't say, look how me and geriatrics do the trick. Mr. Nash, the last few days have been pretty tense. All the guys at the station have been working their butts off, and we deserve a little rest like everyone else, right? We wanted to stay behind a little after work. Mollus's thing. We passed the hat and got some food, and we need to grab some alcohol too. One of the guys said that you got 3 boxes of beer stashed away. Maybe you could pour us a mug. Well, for a job well done, so to speak, and we'll drink to you too. It's a high time we celebrate placement here in the department. Awesome.
531 in progress.
Got another loyal person. Apollo Toast Cafe. Old man sawed-off shotgun came into the cafe and threatened 2 guys who were sitting at a table in the corner. Alright, no. Correctional officer. Mr. Nash, I know you, like any normal person, hates bandits and murderers who piss on our laws. I work as a security guard at Nostron Prison, so I have to deal with these scumbags every day. There's one who refuses to listen to authority, tells me I'm infringing on his constitutional rights, and refuses to play by our prison rules. Okay, the freak needs to be taught a lesson, but it's not too easy. It's too easy just to throw him in a cell with a crazy ahem. I came up with something a little more interesting, something that'll mess up his life for sure. I'll arrange everything so this thinks he has a shot at escaping. One, he won't be able to resist. All I need to do is a quick trap to wait in ambush and then jump out and arrest him. Once he makes a break for it, then the scumbag will get 10 more years for trying to escape, and for your help, I'll give you goods we have in the prison shop. Okay, a quick cop. Snash, thank you. I want to drown in the bottle again. Let's hope. Alright. Alright, Spurlock. You get out there and you catch that criminal. Alright. I'm pretty sure that's, something like entrapment, but who, pays attention to the laws nowadays, am I right? Animal abuse. Man was walking his dog and came across a group of teenagers who teased the dog with a sausage, but didn't give it to him. I mean, that is animal abuse, but, whatever. Say we just give them the death penalty, right? That's what we do now, right? Alright, empty your pockets or I'll kill you both. The old man yells and shoots a sawed-off shotgun in the hair. White plaster from the ceiling falls on the frightened guys. One of them tries to hide under the table, and waiter stands frozen carrying a tray. Just sneak up behind him and hit in the back of the head. H. Cop managed to sneak up on the criminal and neutralize him. Apparently the old man believed that the guys stole his golden pocket watch when they came to clean his roof, and he took justice into his own hands. But while the cop had the criminal pinned to the floor, the pocket watch fell out of his jacket. Ooh, found paprika. Alright. And with a fire hose. Okay. Pulls away from the crime scene. Blast of cigarettes. Fire. Pushes the truck off the road. Fireman and the member of the Spanish Berserk Brigade, he attacked the fire and died. Yes. Okay, man with a tattoo. Don't have them all. The waitress. Okay, pickup truck leaves. Alright, let's just get these out of here. Pickup truck leaves. The door was open though. Alright, I guess we will arrest. I feel like it can't be. Late, Alan crossed the guy's trunk, climbed to unlocked windows to the body so she could bury her beloved by herself without involving his hated family. Alright, we need to figure this out. Serving as a witness in arson case involving Bill Buckler. Usually dines at this cafe. He enjoys high caloric food. Okay. Alright, so we'll go to both these places, I guess. My goodness, okay. Well, I don't think he's serving on a, you know... My goodness. Alright, so you go that. Don't have nearly enough for that. Mr. Nash, wow, your 6th sense working overtime? Or did the four spirits come warning you in a dream? One scumbag really did try to escape from prison, but I caught up with him right away and put his face in the dirt. That prison guard sure was glad I was nearby. Glad that I tricked. Alright. I can... Works late and only comes back here to spend the night. We'll get Valentine out there. Hopefully we'll get at least one. We'll see. Nice. I don't think it was her though. I don't think it was. Alright, it definitely was him though. Negotiation. Yeah. Alright, let's interrogate him. Why are you going firefighter? You like pulling on big hoses? So what happened to Bill Buckler's barn? Was it really arson? Hope you realize that you have more problems than getting arrested. That cargo you destroyed belonged to Colonel Henderson. Yes, I heard about that clown in his uniform. They forced him to retire. Now he imagines himself as a great smuggler. We've been planning on taking him down peg for a long time, but he's lucky coincidence truck belonged to him. Yes, you're a busy bunch. First small-time drug dealer, then a liquor store, now a cigarette truck. What's next? Let's see. I can see you're unfamiliar with... Otherwise, just... Whatever, I don't care about military men. If you're so afraid of him, anger, then you better not talk to me when we're down inside. Dang it. Alright. Worst comes to worse. Excerpt. At 5 years, he suffered frostbite, and his extremely winter fishing trip with his drunk grandfather went on longer than planned. He suffered multiple burns at work, but he's never taken a sick leave. Once his door on a fire engine jammed while he was inside. Instead of climbing around waiting an assistant, he broke the window with his bare hands and literally jumped out of the cab. Okay, so... Leave this... freezer, yep. Well then. Just one more for good measure. Alright. Dump. Someone set fire to shed in the dump. Stockman. Oh, age is full. Some homeless people were spending the night. Several people burned to death. Alright. Getting all the investigations done. Got 2 more of that. Oh, I can't check the gangs. I'm really bad at interrogating. My goodness. Thank you, Age. Preliminary report. Alright. Farmer, alright. We'll read this out. David Klein, dump owner. God, it was terrible. I heard those poor people screaming and I ran, but it was too late. The door was on fire and bolted shut, so I couldn't get close enough to open it. What kind of person burns people alive? The devil himself, nobody else. Although some people around here, they've got so much hatred and the devil himself would be surprised. A few days ago, a farmer came to me on his tractor and said I should evict the vagrants who live in the shack. He said they aren't good for nothing. And they aren't good for pretty sure I should say they are good for nothing. And they make the air stink worse than any garbage. Imagine saying that about living people. I know those vagabonds by name. They were all decent people. They're just a little unlucky, and that self-satisfied jerk on his tractor, he made so much mess than they do. He made a much worse mess than they do with this huge wheels driving around the shed. Fire inspector, the evidence found on the site, the nature of the ignition clearly indicates deliberate arson. The wooden shed was doused with fuel and set on fire with someone throwing a Molotov cocktail into it. Canister. At the scene of the crime, there's an empty metal canister found containing traces of fuel, but it seems that someone used this canister to douse the shed with fuel before setting it on fire. Tracks on the ground. On the ground near the burnt down shed, there were some deep tire tracks from a substantial vehicle. Okay. Roger Leamington, owner of the gas station. Well, I heard about the arson. I immediately thought of Ursula. She works at the station at night. I knew from the beginning the girl might be a problem. She spent some time in prison for arson, but I felt sorry for her and took her in anyhow. She's got a little boy and she needs to feed him, you know. But she's no fool. She realized that I have a soft heart and started begging for little things, this and that, and always for the child. Then the other day, Ursula came to me in tears, fell to her knees, and asked me for a hefty sum of money, supposedly for a medical treatment for her son. She said she had some kind of unknown disease, but I think she was just trying to cover some debts she got playing cards. I heard she plays blackjack with other tramps who come by the gas station to warm up from time to time. I didn't give her any money, so I have a feeling that she solved the problem differently. The old-fashioned way, you could say. She set fire to their shed. It was made of wood, couldn't be simpler, plus she's always had access to fuel. I'm going to guess it was the farmer because of the substantial tracks. 3 days left. I think we're going to start assigning tomorrow because I'm going to do like half and half. Half from one shift, half from the other. One criminal escaped. All right, Dulce Randon McParrott. I'm gonna go Randon. Pepper spray, baton. Yep, true. Those are good. All right. Hodges, Birch III, Fletcher. Goodness, Medina, Brady, McGuire, Woolbag, Belmont, Titus, Horse Moon. Got Sheska, Yarbrough, who took the day off. Kurosawa, I guess. Penkin, Goodwin. And Percy will be back. Oh, thank goodness. Percy is going to be back. Alright. Alright, I think we got time for another day. Okay. Okay. Alright. Whoa. Postman came this morning. He brought in a package just signing the delivery slip. He sneezed right in my head. I'm afraid of microbes and penetration. I feel like I'm getting sick. I'm going to go home and restore my immunity or I'll be sick for a week, you know. I have chills. My throat is swollen. No. My friend and father has connections to the book of the business. No. Nash, the negotiator's lecture was a big waste of time. His voice was boring, and we were all willing to do anything just to shut the guy up as possible. You respect us, and of course we respect you too. We got rowdy last night, but there was a good cause for it, right? Let's keep it up. Yeah, I need all hands on deck to solve this disaster. I saw this coming, to be honest. Alright. Let's go with the man with the tattoo. Good one. Man with the tattoo. Alright. We want the farmer. Alright. We'll assign cops at the end of the day. Okay, because we need all the cops we can get. We need to solve this alcoholism issue, like, ASAP. Alright. Thank you. Alright, let's start with Birch. I want to drive. Okay, Brandon, you drive him. Okay, maybe.
532 in progress.
Drunk man is threatening to cut a bus driver with a knife unless he lets him steer. Okay. That's unfortunate. Titus. Well, Mr. Nash, you're even older than I imagined. All the guys have been talking about you, and they say you're an experienced cop who comes straighten out the department. I've been ripped in the past few months being treated for tuberculosis, but now the coppers finally allowed me to return to work. Let's see if I still got all my old skills. Liva? Alright. Nice. Good people, I'd be a driver myself if my legs worked. Then I could press the gas and the brake, the drunken man is dreamingly explaining to the passengers as he waves the large knife in the bus driver's face. Do we have pepper spray? Can I just use the pepper spray, please? Cop gives the suspect a shot of pepper spray, he drops a knife, and it's easy to pray for the victims. Alright, Fletcher, you're almost fully upgraded. Titus, you're not almost fully upgraded, but that's fine. I won't ever drum in the bottle again. Oh, I'm sure you will. What does this mean? Like, are they drunk or are they not? Alright, Fletcher, you go with Woolbag. What is it? An elderly woman caused an uproar when she insisted on seeing the doctor without waiting or making an appointment. Adam Tiggs, dump. You're lucky you're not married, Mr. Nash. My wife nags me every single day. I smell like tobacco. I should help more at home. And listen to this. She's recently got a new idea that I'm not supposed to drive after I've been drinking. Okay. She out of her mind? So I told her so. Shelly, you're out of your mind. Then she started swatting her hands at me. So long story short, I gave her a little smack just to calm her down. She ran to her brother to complain. And instead of talking to me like a man, the little snake drove my truck into landfill and dumped all the cargo. My wife is happy. She says that if they don't fire me for drinking, they'll definitely fire me for losing their cargo. Says that she's doing this because she loves me and she doesn't want to drive drunk into a pillar. Well, you see what I mean about her losing her mind, right? Anyway, the cargo contains several boxes of police equipment, batons, taser, all your little gadgets. Right now, these boxes are somewhere in the garbage dump, and if they don't find them, I really will be fired. If you lend me your most tempted cop and careful cop, I will send him back to the station with plenty of stuff you can use. Just make sure he's not too squeamish. I'm buying the beer if he finds anything that's not even a question. Alright, Hodges, you are my most. I would send Birch the third, but he's drunk and I don't want to really risk him
558 in
flying
progress.
into a barrier. Claims that on her, Zara Avramovs claims that up on the second floor something powerful exploded, sending glass everywhere. This happened, and when she went out to the porch for the morning newspaper, Mrs. Avramov is afraid that some robbers climbed up the perimeter and used explosives to get in. Alright, we're gonna use you. I'm sorry. Percy. Okay.
.557 in progress.
Bomb threat. Grandfather shouting for people to stay away from yelling if they approach him closer than 20 yards. Yes, I'm gonna explode. Not one of you scumbags come one step closer. Well. Stash afraid the mystery is falling apart. Evidence. No. I kind of figured. I figured as much. I didn't think it was her, but I invested all my time into that. I have cataracts, you know, it's a deadly disease. I only took place to someone with a runny nose. The old woman frowns at the people waiting in line. Calm the old woman down, Fletcher. Cop manager reassured the old woman, explained the cataracts aren't all that deadly. She agreed to go to the station for an in-depth consultation. Alright, good work, Woolbag. And Fletcher, of course. Alright. Grandfather dropped his wallet somewhere near the bus stop and struggled to find it. He was deliberately keeping people back so he wouldn't interfere with the church. The only thing exploding was the man's patience. Dodged a bullet on that one, that's for sure.
535 in progress.
Barman called in, reporting there's drunk men on the bar playing darts but throwing an axe instead of a dart. Come and arrest him before you get someone hurt. Alright. Well, maybe in a minute.
529 in progress.
Dumb. Miss Nash found out the cargo in the lunch. She was so happy it gave me a pick of whatever I wanted to bring back to the station. I think I made the right choice. If not, the next time get somebody to dig through the garbage. I'm not going home to wash this stench off. Taser cartridge, taser cartridge, taser cartridge, taser. $125. Suicide threat. Woman climbed up on top of the church tower and has been standing there for several minutes. Onlookers believe she intends to commit suicide. Percy, you're so useless. There's no explosion on the second floor. It's just windows slamming and breaking because of a draft. Figured as much. I was injured in a car accident. Yeah, I figured as much. Do I have enough now? Not even close.
511 in progress.
Sheriff's truck jumped up on the sidewalk and ran over some newlyweds who had just left the sheriff and were heading for their car.
.557 in progress.
Okay. Oops. Civilian killed, yeah. Suicide threat. Woman trying to commit suicide turned to be a painter who had to paint the bell tower. She forgot to bring a rope and wondered if she could work without it. Apparently she was choosing to go back down and get it, and the woman stood on top of the church tower a little longer than she climbed back down to get a rope. Okay, Birch, Woolbag, Titus, Brandon, and Percy. Okay. Are you serious? Are you serious? Or why did the kindergarten blow up, Daddy? Well, that's because police officers were scared of germs. Okay, Colonel's truck. Order him to pull over, Fletcher. Thank you.
511 complete.
Bathed hip surrendered. Turned out he was drunk. Didn't even notice that they knocked anyone over. That's good. Come on, investigations. There we go. Alright. Do we have all the ones? I don't think so. Push said. Locks the bolts. Yeah, I think we're missing one. Riddle of the Lost. What was it? Lost shoes. Okay. Okay, man with tattoos enters the private rooms. Watches. Something. Into window. Pushes. Alright, I don't think we're because I think it's a gang member, if I'm not wrong. What is gangs? I think it's this guy that we're looking for. So, he's not the owner of the thing, he's the other. So, but we're getting close on both of those, so. Alright. Okay. Okay. Okay, intelligence, negotiations, speed. Alright. Leave those 3 for tomorrow's shift. Yeah, well, it's not my fault. Alright. Well, you can never have too many batons. None of these people are really great. One of them's already drunk. Alright. Age. Hodges, you're coming back in. Because you're going to be... I'm going to assign you to the other team. Spurlock, Talkman, Rosenkrantz, Jacob, Mustard, Flowerpots, Guzman, Nikip, Rockman, Kimmel, Horsemoon, Light, Jackson, Laseska, Briarbrot, Kursawa, Randon, Valentine, and Percy. That is quite a lot of cops. I don't think I need that many. That's because Fletcher shouldn't be on. Oh, he's. Oh, yeah, that's right. So we have 1, 2. Which. So we have 3 extras, so that's still 21. That's fine. That's fine, probably. Because that'll leave us 9 cops. Alright. We don't really need Percy tomorrow. We're gonna leave Lasheska. Is there anyone else? that leaves us 11 cops. Because we're missing 3, so -3, so 19. Which means that, okay. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, whoops. Meant to leave it there. Yarbrough, don't look at the spoilers for December 18th. I meant to stop there and say, but okay. So thanks for watching. Leave comments down below. We got through some days there, preparing for the neckties assault. Hopefully it goes as well as the bathhouse assault. So yeah, just let me know how things are going. If you want me to do anything, if I'm missing anything or messing anything up, just let me know. As always, thanks for watching.